Thank you for finally coming by. I want to do a little bit of an introduction here, or let this individual introduce himself. He's a very good friend of mine. I consider him like a little brother to me. He actually helped me when I didn't even know who he was on a veterans page many, many years ago, and paved my pool for an extremely underpriced value. And we've just never stopped being friends. And then, I helped him with his case, and he's gone on to do a lot of amazing things in the veteran space. And if I can introduce you guys to the individual that runs Rucks, his name is Brendan Cabey. Brendan, can you give people a little bit of an introduction of who you are, what you do, and what your title is at Rucks?
Sure. Yeah. Well, first off, just thanks for having me. It's been a long time coming. We've talked about it for a while, and we've known each other for a while. So, should have had a little more urgency on doing this, but again, I appreciate Sean and John as well for putting this together. So, Rucks to Pucks is it's a nonprofit. We started 2022, and the short of it is we get a bunch of veterans, we play hockey. The long of it is we are providing a community for veterans to get together, get some exercise, have fun, be back in a team environment, the same kind of shit that you see in the barracks, that same sense of humor, the same always kind of fooling around with each other, the camaraderie. It's stuff that makes a difference in people's lives, and we're one of the biggest things is we're booking people's calendars. When people get down to the dumps, they can look and say, "Hey, well, I got that event here in a few weeks with the whole crew."
I like that. They got something to look forward to.
Exactly. Yeah. So that bad day where bad thoughts are coming in. They're always looking forward to, oh shit, I did that tournament last year. I know that's coming up. That's going to be a great time. Okay, I can look forward to that. Or, hey, we're doing this new event here in a few weeks, and there's going to be 60 vets there. I want to be a part of that. So the crew that we've kind of put together over the last 3 years is it's an amazing group. I mean, the personalities that come out, and it's veterans, it's active duty guys, it's National Guard, Air National Guard, Navy Reserves, a little bit of everything. So
when you started, how many? Well, first off, how did you get introduced to the group?
So it kind of started
because I know you're a hockey meathead just like me.
Yeah,
and we live and die through
weird.
Hockey season.
There's a tournament every year, the Heroes Cup out in Marlboro. It's a massive tournament. That same page that we kind of met through, Cohen wanted to put a hockey team in that tournament. Cohen DeBow founded Rucks to Pucks, and I took over as president this last year. But Cohen wanted to just throw a bunch of guys on a team, go have a good weekend. I think we had 14 players out there, and we kind of walked away at the end of the weekend and said, holy shit, we need to do this.
We got to do this again.
We got to do this again, and we got to get a lot more people because we can't be hiding this. This was a fucking blast.
Yeah.
So, it was selfish to keep it to ourselves. So we started the paperwork. We got everything done. That was June of 2022. By December of 2022, we were officially a 501c3. We started just advertising, Facebook, just kind of throwing it out to all your buddies around. Any vets, anybody affiliated with the military, come out and play. And since then, we've grown we just hit 200 members here last week. So the growth, it's getting crazy.
You've reached people that I haven't even introduced you to yet that I'm still working with. You know what I mean? And it's just funny to have your reach, because in Massachusetts, Brendan lives a little bit further away from me. He's out in Western Mass, kind of Western Southern, whatever. And it's still a little bit of a drive, but they don't just do stuff out by Brendan. They do stuff local to me. They do stuff local down the street to me. They do stuff local, but then they also do stuff out Western Mass. And I know you guys have been expanding and have like groups reaching out to you. And you've also you did a tournament that, to be quite honest, was very impressive to have veterans from other countries come over and do in New York. Like, can you talk about that a little bit, the New York trip?
Yeah, I mean, we worked with the Long Island Warriors. We got a good friend, one of the guys that runs that organization. He's actually from Mass. So he played with us. He had a great time and said, hey, we do a tournament out in Long Island. We want to have you guys come out. So we've been doing that. We did that twice. We're going to do it again this year. It's kind of just become an annual thing. And we actually had them. They came out to Worcester.
And what countries did some of those veterans come from?
Oh, there's guys from Denmark, Austria, military teams. Actually, one of the first big event that we did as Rucks to Pucks was I got as many guys as I could because we were still recruiting. This was early 2023, and we played the British Royal Navy. Their hockey team came out on orders, and we got a game with them up in Somerville, Mass, so North Shore. And that event got a lot of publicity, and that was kind of a key moment for us where people were like, "Oh, this is legit."
There's a springboard,
right? They're getting a reach here. They're putting something together. There was fans. There was these guys came from England. We played them, and I was like, "This is sick." I had no idea what we were doing, and by the end of that weekend, we were kind of like, "Holy shit, we can do this all the time."
Yeah.
So, and that's what we've been doing.
What I thought was awesome was I remember sarcastically asking you, well, you get a bunch of veterans from different countries together. Like, how many scuffles were there? And you were like, none.
Oh.
It was just awesome.
It's all the same. Like, I don't want to be stereotypical, but I mean, most of us in the military, we have the same sense of humor. And that's why this works. You don't find that really anywhere else.
No.
And other militaries, they're the same. Like, that's why we work with them overseas. The same guys that might be on a base with you in Iraq, you get along. So it's like, why not just do it here?
You kind of miss getting fucked with.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna fuck with each other. You're
yeah.
gonna fuck with each other, but there's no harm in it. It's all just having a good time.
Yeah.
But to go back on something you mentioned earlier, we go all over really New England, and we have people coming from all over New England. There's a handful of players that are up at Pease Air Force Base in New Hampshire. They come down for almost every event. There's a ton of guys in Rhode Island, Central Rhode Island, Northern Rhode Island. A few people have come up from Connecticut. We actually had a Gold Star mom come out and play a few times with us, and that was pretty special.
Dude, that's super important. Like, because
right.
When your kid's not here anymore, and like that parent probably hears a lot of stories from that child before they pass, and like to be able to put that family in that spot and kind of let them feel like how that veteran would have felt. I mean, that's super. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, I talked with her for a long time. Just like every other hockey family, you do it yourself. That's your whole life for almost
12 months a year. Dude.
Yeah, 12 months a year from the time you're 5 years old until they're 17, 18 years old, and then they ship out to the military. Hockey has always been a part of their life, so that's been special to work with her. We're gonna try to get her more involved here in the future. But
you also did a event with the Bruins alumni, and I myself many years ago, and the program it's still up and running. It's out in Los Angeles. It's run by Jay Glazer and a bunch of veterans, emerging veteran players, and that was started. And when I went out there, Snoop Dogg was in my class, an MMA fighter, Andrew Whitworth, who's on I think Monday Night or Sunday Night Football. He played for the Rams, big ball guy, super polite. And emerging veteran players, and they started getting veterans and pro athletes together, because the same thing that we go through when a pro athlete steps out of sports, the lights shut off, the camera's not there, they don't have anything else going, and I thought that was like a super important thing
You
many
lose your
years ago.
identity.
And now you guys are doing it with the Bruins. Like, how did you get that going with the Bruins alumni? What's your relationship with them?
So the Bruins alumni, they're a great program to work with. I think they're the most active alumni team of all the NHL programs, and it's relatively easy to get in contact with them. We actually had one of our players works with somebody on their training staff, reached out and said, "Hey, let's make this happen." So we did that last year, 2024, for the first year, and again, it was a really successful event. It's a fundraising event for us. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for
I got to see a pro NHL
the
player I
veterans
played
to
with.
get to play.
I got to relive my awesome status for one day.
All right. So we did it again this year, and we're going to continue to do that, just because we have so many players. We have so many players that want to do it. Obviously, for an event like that, we can really only do, mid-teens of players. So when we have 200 players, it's like, okay, we're gonna do this. It takes a lot. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of time, a lot of fundraising to make it happen. So once a year, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna try to get as many people a chance to play the Bruins alumni, because we're in Massachusetts. Everybody watches the Bruins. If you're a hockey fan, you're a Bruins fan. Like I said, it's just a unique experience that we get to kind of give these veterans, as well as it's a great event for us. It's a lot of publicity for us. We've gained sponsorships from it. We get obviously a lot of donations from it, and that's the kind of stuff that allows us to operate for the full year. What we do, it's expensive.
I got a surprise for you.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
I got a surprise for you. No, I'm going to say it right here. I had a discussion the other day, and we had actually reached out to potentially give a service dog to another organization. But as you know, like a lot of organizations, there's a lot of veteran companies in Mass, and when you don't hear a phone call back, like you can't, like especially when you have training on a service dog that's on a path and a time, and it's like they didn't get back to us. And I had spoken to the company that I work with for service dogs, and I had pitched them the idea of, well, if this doesn't work, it doesn't matter. I'd rather go this route to work with you guys and be able to provide a service dog to the Bruins and the Bruins organization through you guys, and present that dog on TV here in the very, very near upcoming future. So I already had discussed that. I'm on the board, and I had talked to them about this, and they agreed. And so I want to let you know that, like a real service dog,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know us, like you know what I mean. Like this ain't a comfort dog. Like it's a real service dog. Like, you need pressure therapy. You need someone to remind you of your meds and click a button. You need like doors pulled open, that kind of service dog. So I just want to let you know that I had discussed that with somebody, and they greenlit it. And I said, instead of going that route, let's go this route. So I would like to continue talking to you about that, so that we can make sure it's the right fit, the right person. Not of our choosing. We'll make sure the dog's good of your choosing. And the beautiful thing is that you're a working dog trainer, so you'll know as well. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to let you know that we did discuss that this week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be real cool. That's going to be. We'll have to talk about that.
I want to keep.
We'll have to talk about
brother.
a lot about that.
I love you more than anything. I want to keep getting your program and what you're doing as much viewership as it can. And there's, you already have the relationship with the Bruins, so like there's no reason why we can't do it on something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You're getting my brain going already.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, thank you.
No problem, dude.
That's
you know what I mean? Like we've always loved each other and never stopped helping each other, man. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does Rucks to Pucks have coming up? What is in the future for Rucks to Pucks? What do you have in the pipeline? What do you want people to know about?
Well,
and how do they apply if they want to get involved as well?
I mean, coming up right now, I don't know when this is going to be out. May 17th, we're going to be right around the corner. We're going to be at the Rockland rink. The owner of that rink's been been very good to us. So we're doing a tournament named after him. We're doing the Cashman Cup. It's going to be a 1 day.
Oh, I forgot. I wanted to ask about Cashman. Yeah.
So
Please explain who Cashman is.
All right. So John Cashman, he's the best dude.
He's awesome.
He runs he owns the Rockland Arena. He owns the Bog.
He owns the Breakers.
He owns
my
the
son's
Breakers.
hockey team.
Exactly. So John's very well known in the hockey community, especially on the South Shore. But he's also one of the most generous people that I've ever met. So one of our players is a local Rockland guy, just does a regular men's league, 10 o'clock at night on Fridays over in Rockland. He started playing with us and kind of introduced us to John and his family, because Mary Ellen and Jack, they've been great to us as well. And whenever we need ice time, John always just gives it to us.
He's there.
Whenever we need equipment for vets, we'll close the rink down, we'll close the pro shop, we'll bring a vet in, we'll do a full sizing, and like I said, he's very generous with how he does it. So the Cashmans have been great. We're doing a tournament. We're naming it after him just because he's the balls. It's going to be at his rink. We're going to do it through his rinks every year. We did it last year kind of as a scramble because that Heroes Cup tournament that I mentioned earlier got canceled. So
Yeah.
And just to show you how great John and Jack were in this, I think it was a Wednesday. They told us this tournament was canceled. It was supposed to start that Friday. We scrambled. All our guys were looking to play, and they all had the weekend off and everything, blocked all the time out. He said, John, what do you got for ice time? He goes, I'll clear the rink. Take it, do whatever.
Don't worry about it.
Do whatever you want with it. So we did a little mini tournament there just to get the guys out. Everyone was looking forward to it for a long time. We did a big barbecue. We camped out at the rink. We had a good time. And just like everything else that we've done, when it's a successful event, we just say, all right, we're going to do that again. So as of now, Heroes Cup is still scheduled. So we said, all right, this will be kind of a little, intro to Heroes Cup, kind of just a little one-day tournament. Yeah. Everyone can knock the rust off.
Get ready for it.
If you haven't skated in a while, you can you can meet all your teammates that are going to be out there if you haven't met them yet. So that's going to be this upcoming next Saturday, the 17th. We'll be there from 2 to 8. We're going to do 4 teams, all veterans, and some civilian guests that we've invited just because they've been great to us.
You've heard me say this before. So hasn't John. Just because, my nonprofit's in the infancy, and just because we're veterans doesn't mean that, you have to include civilians into our life to realize how we are, right? 98%, 2% of people join the military. We can't come back home and think that 98% of people in the country have to align to everything that we think. And you know what I mean? You have to be very selective. I am very picky about that, as I'm sure you are as well. Yeah. But when you do get a good civilian, it's good. You need that. You need that community aspect. You know what I mean?
Well, it's easy in hockey because, like I said, we're not just military people. We're all hockey players.
Yeah.
We're all people that love hockey. That's another community that's, hockey players hang out with hockey players. Veterans hang out with veterans. We can combine both. And, there's people out there that are only vets that come and hang out with us. They don't play, they don't skate, they just come and watch the games and they hang out, whatever. And there's a lot of civilians that want to come play with us because they appreciate our service, they appreciate our mission, they want to help what we're doing, getting more vets on the ice, having a good time, having competitive games.
And make no mistake, there'll be just as many fights on the ice as there are in a pro game.
No, so we're going to have, it's around 60 vets right now. That's going to be next weekend. So that's going to be a great time. And then, like I mentioned, the first week of June, we're going to be bringing 3 teams up to Marlboro for the whole weekend for Heroes Cup. That weekend is a blast every year.
Plan on being there, bro.
I know you are. And we're going to cook out. We're going to have a good time just like we always do. July 17th, we're going to be hosting our first golf tournament. We're going to be at the Highfields Golf Course in Grafton. Never done it before, but we figured it out.
They're not as bad as you think.
We figured everything out this far. How hard can it be?
Planning one myself right now.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But so it's been going pretty smooth so far. August, we're going to be going back to Long Island for that tournament.
I would like to go to that one this time.
First weekend in August. I think it's the 6th to the 9th.
Should have just drove myself last year.
I'll double check.
Yeah.
I'll double check. I'll make sure you're there. And that kind of brings us right into where ice time gets a little weird. Youth hockey starts up September, but we make it a point to get on the ice every month, whether it's once a month, twice a month. We want to do as much as we can. Typically, like I said, September to February, it's pretty busy. Harder to get ice times. Plus, most of the players have kids that are all playing hockey, so their time's limited.
You're segueing right into a perfect thing, dude, because I want to let people know, like, along with myself, but like, you have, you got hundreds of players you got to deal with. You got this and that, and it's nice to let people know too. Like, and I had to say this in a mediation meeting recently when people were arguing. Two veterans were arguing, and it's like, Brendan's a veteran too. You have a home, you have a job. You have things that are going on. Yeah. You're trying to juggle hundreds and hundreds of things, and you do make it work, but like, we can still get stressed out and overwhelmed by some of that stuff. And, like, you just got to build healthy boundaries. And like, we'll kind of wrap this up, but like, have you been able to, like, because I know a lot of us, when we get into this stuff, you get those highs and lows, and you get aggravated, but like, you seem to be able to bring it down to a real core, calm presence about yourself. Like, you know what? I got it. It's fine. You know what I mean? But I think people need to remind themselves that Brendan is a veteran too, and he's got a home life, and he's got bills, and he's got this, and he's got projects at his house. And it's like, sometimes we got to shut the switch off at night or the weekend so that you can do your own thing. And, you know what I mean? How's that gone for you?
I mean, the biggest part of it is being methodical with it. I kind of have everything mapped out at this point. We've been doing it for 3 years. Everything we're doing is the exact same. Like I was just saying, September to February, we're not going to schedule big events because
copy, paste, repeat.
It's hard.
Yeah,
we'll get pickup hockey going once, twice a month. Mix the rinks around so everyone doesn't have to drive 2 hours every time. And then
you do good job with that.
Yeah,
like you're in Hingham and Rockland, right down the street from me.
We go to Rockland all the time. We're in Foxborough all the time. We were in Worcester 3 weeks ago, twice. We got to bounce around. We've done Attleboro, we've done Rhode Island, and there are some rinks that take care of us as well. So we do them the favor of kind of doing some business with them, giving us discounted ice times and stuff, which it makes a huge difference for us. So
yeah, because ice time's like gold.
Oh, it's tough. It's hard. But to get back to it, what we have is just got to be methodical. Put some each month, mark it down, and if we can add each year, maybe 2, maybe 3 out of the 12 months, we're in good shape. Like I said, so this year we're adding a golf tournament. That's it. That's it, because that's gonna take a lot of time, a lot of planning.
Yeah.
That's our big addition. We know what we're getting into every year. Like I said, September to February, we're doing pickup hockey. March, we're going to go back to the DCU Center. They've been great with us over at the Worcester Railers. We play before their military appreciation night. We've done it 2 years. We're going to do it again.
It's a good time. The place was packed.
It's great. It's awesome. We get 2 games. We hang around. We watch them play. And then we can all go out. We get dinner. We have a good night. First week of April, we do the alumni game. We're going to do it again. So we're already penciled in again. I believe it's April 5th, April 6th, whatever that Saturday is. We're going to do that again. Don't know what rink yet, but May, we're going to do the same tournament that we're doing here next week, May of 2026.
As the years go on, you're then going to start fitting stuff into the end of the month.
It's very methodical. Yeah. And now it's like, okay, next year we can try to add maybe a travel tournament other than New York, because that's on our to-do list. We want to bring the guys somewhere where we can legitimately travel. We tried to go to Minnesota this last year, couldn't make the money work, which, money makes the world go
I
around.
was planning
That's
on
our
going
biggest
with-
thing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I was
that's
excited.
our biggest thing
Let's
is
go.
getting the funding, getting the people to really buy into the program, and we've got that. So if we get the donors, we get the sponsors. We don't want to burden veterans with money.
Neither do I, bro.
I said that's, one of the biggest factors of why a lot of veterans kill themselves. They get stressed with this life. They're not getting a check on the 1st and 15th like we were on when we were in the military. You can get fired. Stuff happens. Life happens quick. And, we know a lot of situations of all our players. We don't know everyone's. And it's not our business. We don't want to be burdening people. Hockey's already expensive. Life is expensive. Massachusetts is ridiculously expensive. And if we can get people a getaway without having to really scrape the wallet, that's really kind of our goal for the next 2 years, is to get to a bankroll where we can afford to fly 10, 15 guys.
To take a hit to do something good.
Maybe in January or February, we can go do a tournament in Florida. Because we get requests from teams around the country. Hey, we're going to do a tournament in Chicago. We're going to do a tournament in DC. We're going to do a tournament in Miami, LA, Minnesota, you name it. They're everywhere. There's veteran teams all over the country, and it's cool to have our group here. But like I said, we've gotten pretty close with the guys out in Long Island.
It's even cooler to expand.
And so why not go have fun with all the vets around? It all comes full circle here. Doesn't matter who we're with. We all have the same sense of humor. We all like the same things. It's easy to start a conversation with somebody that plays hockey and is a veteran. Yeah. You can go crazy with that, and there's going to be crazy stories that come out of it, but it's going to be a fun time, and it always is. So
I think this is a great way to end this. Do me a favor. Tell people where they can find you on the social medias, and if tell them about your team, and they can reach out, how they can reach out to any one of you guys and get in touch.
Sure. We're on ruckstopucks.com, RUCKS, the number 2, PUCKS.com. Rucks to Pucks on Facebook, Rucks to Pucks on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn now. We're trying to get a little more active on that, but to start to play with us, you can DM us on any social, or right on the top of our website. It says join R2P. You click that, you fill out the form. It's going to come right to me. I'm going to reach out and say, hey, welcome. I'm going to add you to the newsletter. You're going to get all our updates, whatever we have coming up. Welcome you into the program. And
it really is a community, dude.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope one day you add me to your board so I can fucking, so I can help do my thing. You guys have done an amazing job, and I've been just super proud of you, dude, with what you've done.
It's been fun.
And it's going to continue to be fun, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we're not going
when you get
anywhere.
a bunch of us together that actually are just cracking jokes and relax, and we're not in our head where 900 things are going on, which is usually what's happening. There's nothing more beautiful than that.
No, we're not going anywhere. I think we're too far past that. What we've given a lot of vets now, we can't take it away. So the only way to go is up, and we're going to do that with the right time, the right pace, make sure everything's continuing to go smooth.
Brendan, my man, my brother. Love you, dude. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate the opportunity.